Much like its corresponding regular season, the 2024 Stanley Cup Final was insane. So when the Oilers completed their comeback from down 3-0 in the Cup Final, there wasn't a question. We were going to Florida for one of the biggest games in the history of the NHL.
Game 7! Let's go to Florida! Let's go to Florida!
Game 6 was Friday. Sean and I would leave Saturday. Unfortunately, we got delayed a billion times, but eventually made it to Florida.
I left Sunday morning and DJ was waiting for me at the airport like the great guy he is. Once we were all together, we went to Amerant Bank Arena to stake the place out. We also made a video outlining how the series had gotten to this point.
Eventually, we headed inside and made a video on the semantics of quote-unquote completing a comeback. Really, it was just an excuse to see some of our favorite people.
Yeah, come on, Pete. How are you? Big group up. We're all friends here.
We then sat in on Leon Draisaitl and Connor McDavid's press conference before working on a video about whether Ariana Grande was actually hit by pucks at Panthers games when she was a kid. We don't believe her.
It had been a long workday, but no day in Fort Lauderdale is complete without a trip to the beach and to the Elbow Room, which was absolutely overtaken by Oilers fans.
Let's go Oilers!
It was like Edmonton had moved to Florida. And hey, we also saw our Oilers Nation guys. What's up, babies? We love you. Monday was game day. We recorded an episode of What Chaos live from the arena, then banged out some appearances for other outlets.
Puck drop was approaching and we didn't have time to go back to the hotel and change, so we went to the Sawgrass Mills outlets across from the arena and bought outfits for the game. We went to a store called the Old Navy, which really impressed us.
Man, look at all these pants.
We walked out of that store and into yet another sea of Oilers fans. The whole area was crawling with them.
The front of the arena was more balanced though, and we hung out for a bit with some folks documenting the series and some of its stars. Then it was time to head in. The concourse was overflowing with energy. Tons of Panthers fans, but lots of Oilers fans making as much noise as they could too.
Meanwhile, out back, the Oilers had been getting ready for the biggest game of their lives.
Hey, thanks for watching the channel.
We appreciate everybody who checks out our stuff, but 80% of our viewers are not actually subscribed to this page, so if you could smash that subscribe button, it would go a very long way for us.
The more subscriptions we have, the more visibility we get from YouTube, which allows us to do more.
So press that button. Thank you.
Finally, at long last, it was time for us to watch Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final. Are you kidding me? How lucky are we?
I'm nervous, and I don't even really care who wins. I just have never been around something this high stakes before.
Alanis Morissette was brought in to sing the national anthems, but in true Alberta fashion, the Oilers fans sang "O Canada" so loudly that an anthem singer wasn't really required. But I'll tell you what, the home crowd took that to heart, and they sang the Star Spangled Banner just as loudly. Moral of the story, a very easy gig for Alanis.
The anthems were sung and the vibes were high. At long last, I was able to debut my white Stu Skinner jersey. I wasn't going to, but some Panthers fans we were sitting with insisted everyone support who they were gonna support. Not everyone in the section agreed, but honestly, one yes was all I needed. I was wearing that thing. Carter Verhaeghe scored 4.5 minutes into the game, and Panthers fans were hitting the roof. They were happy for 2 minutes until Matthias Janmark tied it.
The first period ended with a really strong push from the Panthers, but both teams got out of it tied 1-1. We caught up with the Oilers Nation guys, and DJ kept wandering off to find other Oilers fans. The consensus among pretty much everybody, the first period was great for the Panthers and scary for the Oilers. Edmonton would need a real push in the second period.
All that hope for an Oilers push in the second seemed to be coming true. What better way for them to take a lead than on a power play?
Kachuk just took a penalty. Second period, Oilers about to score.
They didn't. The Oilers were finally pouring it on, but a rush the other way led to Stu allowing a goal to Sam Reinhart that was just so bad. He'd been playing so well for so many games. I'm recording this voiceover kind of a while after the fact, and I'm still not over it. Stu!
No matter what happens, I am eating 1,000,000 cookies at the second intermission. 1,000,000 fucking cookies.
Second intermission hit and the Oilers were down 2-1. Sean and I disappeared to eat a bunch of food together. We met a really drunk Oilers fan who kept talking about sweet potatoes. That was a bright spot. Third period. I'll admit it, worry was setting in.
Third period, down one. About to drink the blood of Bandy's trapped. I feel terrible.
You could tell because at one of the late TV timeouts, DJ just started moving around a bunch.
It was either that or lay down, and I'll tell you, we did not travel all that way to lay down.
But as the seconds ticked off the clock, it was the Florida Panthers who emerged victorious, and for the first time in franchise history, they got to call themselves champions. The scene on the ice was incredible, obviously, but the emotions in the crowd amongst the fans was really, really special too. You had people hugging, crying, dancing. It felt like such a cathartic moment for that fan base that had been through a lot together.
Down on the ice, Sasha Barkov got the cup and the celebration was on. We headed down to the ice for a unique experience for all of us. We'd seen the cup awarded before, but this was the first time either of us had seen a team win on home ice.
No surprise here, the Tkachuk family was in the middle of the celebration. Keith, Brady, the whole gang. Not pictured, Matthew Tkachuk was unbelievable with his teammates' kids, sharing in their excitement and making sure they understood what a huge moment it was.
We also did some work down there, grabbing a pretty cool message for Jason Tatum from his old classmate Matthew Tkachuk.
Matthew Tkachuk, great guy.
Hey, 2 champs from St. Louis. Are you kidding me right now? You kidding me?
After everyone was mostly gone, we went back into the stands and did a show about the Florida Panthers winning one of the craziest cup finals ever. While we were up there, we got to witness one of the hidden gems of cup clinching games, players going back out onto the ice deep into the night. And that was it. What a series and what a game. Also, we all got COVID.
We all silly like the mayor.